Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in today's video we are going to feature a trainer battles, and the trainer goes by the name Leroy, and the team he's using is pretty interesting, and the team consists of Toxicroak, Cresselia and Alomomola. So on the one side where we have probably one of the squishiest Pokemon in the Great League, backed up by two very bulky Pokemons. I think both Cress and Alomomola are very bulky Pokemons, and he's using this team in remix battles. So let's see how this will pan out, because I personally haven't really featured Alomomola before. I don't even have one built, and as far as Cress goes, I don't have it with Grassnot. So it will be really interesting for me to view and commentate on these battles, to be honest. And before we start with the battles, if you are new to the channel and if you like our content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you are already subscribed to the channel, a big thanks to all of you. Also, if you want to join the Battleset Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. So without further delays, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So picking up a decent lead in the form of this Escavalier, he do need to watch out for a drill run though, but I think Toxicroak outpaces Escavalier to a Mud Bomb. So this Mud Bomb is going to do some decent neutral damage, and will get the shield, so that's good. And Toxicroak will need to invest a shield as well, because Toxicroak cannot really take a drill run. So he obviously invested shield, and now I think he will be able to beat to the next charge move. And the opponent opts into a Alomomola of their own, and he goes for a Mud Bomb, which I think is a slightly riskier play, because this thing is very bulky and is not and will not be probably shielding anything. So he comes back in with a Cresselia. So Cresselia, this Grass Knot, I'm not expecting it to KO, because Cresselia is very bulk oriented, and yeah, the only thing that Alomomola can throw is really an Hydro Bomb, so probably didn't need to shield that as well. Yeah, but now can really farm the Alomomola down and throw the energy. So that's again was a very questionable play. So the Alomomola will not shield, so he is out of shields now. So let's see, expecting Escavalier to come back in, and if the Escavalier lands in yeah, they will not be able to get to a Mega Horn unless they shield this, which will be very questionable again. So they shield this, yeah, definitely they're going for a Mega Horn, and they swap into Alomomola of their own to catch this charge move. So really good catch, but unfortunately ends up being a drill run though. And there is a Nidoqueen in the back, and Nidoqueen will really need to land an Earth Bar to take out the Alomomola, and at that range I think it will. So yeah, Alomomola goes down, but he has some loaded energy on the Toxicroak, and Toxicroak will be able to get to this Mud Bomb, but it's still going to be quite difficult, because yeah, if the or not, Escavalier is very low on health. I thought that it had more health and will be able to counter on the Toxicroak, but yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, picking up horrible lead in the form of the Hypno, and in comes the Empoleon. So this is still a positive matchup, especially since they are running Grassnot on the Crest. So Grassnot will be doing some decent neutral damage, and yeah, I think Empoleon can survive another Grassnot. So I think he was trying to do a CMP there, the opponent was trying to do a CMP there. So going for the Hydro Cannon, and he farms some extra energy and go for a Grassnot of his own. And let's see if the Empoleon will shield or not. I think the opponent as well would want to retain the switch advantage, but Chris will not get to a charge move, and he also will. Yeah, let's see how he would like to play this up. He can really farm a lot of extra energy, and if the Empoleon doesn't get an extra charge move, extra fast move, he will be able to beat them to the Hydro. Sorry, to the Grass Knot. So definitely going for this Grassnot, and Grassnot will be able to take out the Empoleon at that range. And this is one of the reasons that that Cresselia is very good in this particular meta, because there are not a lot of dark types like Sableye or I think Scrafty is also banned, which are very common in the regular Great League. So expecting this to be a Thunder Punch. Yeah, it just ends up being a Thunder Punch. This barely puts a dent into Alomomola, but now the two Thunder Punches will definitely add up. But Hypno cannot really farm down, and in comes Pidgeot. So the game is still not over because let's see if they are able to get to a Sludge Bomb. They are able to get to a Sludge Bomb, and this Sludge Bomb will definitely be able to knock out this Pidgeot, getting a bit of lag, but that's okay. And Hypno, just one confusion will take them out. So Alomomola, will it get to a Psychic before Hypno gets to a charge move? Yes, I think it barely missed it. So yeah, still very close one, I think, despite of the fact that he horribly lost the lead. This was yeah, right to the wire, and good game. Moving on to the next one, picking up a positive lead in the form of the Alolan Raichu. Just need to watch out for a wild charge though, and going for the mud bomb straight away. Don't really didn't want to take a risk getting hit with the wild charge or a thunder punch even. And I just noted this Raichu is not running Volt Switch, it's running Thunder Shock. So Thunder Shock, yeah, the wild charge will be doing massive amount of damage, and I think it's a double wild charge, so we'll be better shielding it because that would put Cress in the reds. So farming some extra energy, and Raichu gets to another charge move. It's another wild charge. It's another wild charge. So Raichu just ripping off those wild charges here and there, and in comes Surface. So Surface will need to throw a charge move really if it wants to stay alive, and I think if it's a Night Slash it's going to KO, but Leaf Blade might not. Yeah, go for Night Slash. Cress barely survives it, but gets an attack boost, so really do not want to risk Surface getting to another one. So going for the counter, one counter takes out the Surface, so that's really good. In comes Whiskash. So this is looking really good for Lurai because he will be able to chip it down with a Mud Bomb, and Alomomola is just too bulky for this Whiskash to do anything, because the hard hitting move for Whiskash, which is Blizzard, will be resisted on Alomomola, so all they can do is go for the Mud Bombs. Let's see how much damage Mud Bomb will do. Curious to see that as well. So yeah, barely puts any dent. And in comes Raichu. He do need to catch a wild charge, and he does catch a wild charge onto the 1 HP Cresselia, and this basically wraps the game up. I think we'll be able to waterfall down the Raichu and maybe go for Psychic. Yeah, he can go for anything, like either Psychic or Hydro. Will do the job, and I think he's going for a Hydro Pump. So yeah, that catch on Cresselia was really amazing, and but Raichu did put a lot of work in there. I think it was able to rip off 4 wild charges in a game, and yeah, that was really close one. GG's. Moving on to the next one, picking up horrible lead yet again, and he swaps into Cresselia, which is quite surprising too. And the opponent comes in with Hypno, so some questionable plays all around. I think there was no point for opponent to swap. I think yeah, not really sure what happened there, but yeah, Cresselia can definitely flip this matchup now, and they go for Thunder Punch though. So maybe they are running double Elemental Punches. I hardly saw an Hypno running Elemental Punch and Shadow Ball. Yeah, looks like they are straight away going for Thunder Punches. So maybe they are not. They are running Thunder Punch and Fire Punch. So going for this Grass Knot. This Grass Knot I don't think will KO. So but Hypno will shield regardless. I think it's good to shield. Like, I'm not sure why the opponent could have really farmed a lot of energy of their Haunter, and now they are going for Moonblast. Yeah, I think they will not be getting to another charge move anyway, and Moonblast KOs, so this is really good. Haunter comes in and farm down. In comes Alomomola, and comes Shadowwick. Yeah, I think the game was pretty much was all about alignment. Even if they would have stayed in with Haunter against that Cresselia, I think the game would have been really different. So yeah, I think the opponent really misplayed this one, and I think that was certainly a misplay from the opponent's end. And going for this Mud Bomb will knock out the Victory Bell, but Haunter can come in and farm down. So Haunter is loaded on energy, and Haunter with energy is quite dangerous. Let's see if they go for Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball. So they go for a Sludge Bomb, so they are not running Shadow Ball. Maybe that's why they swapped out of that Cresselia matchup, and Hypno will get to another charge move. Yeah, not Hypno, but Haunter. So Haunter goes for another Sludge Bomb. Yeah, Haunter with energy is really dangerous. Maybe should not have KO'd Victory Bell at that range. So yeah, regardless, it was really close one and good game. Moving on to the next one, swapping into Cresselia yet again up against their Charmer. So going for this this grass knot, and let's see how much damage will it do. I'm sorry if I'm being very naive about these matchups, because I've never really used Cresselia or Alomomola in the Great League, so I'm not really familiar with these matchups. So they go for a Psychic, or resisted Psychic at that as well, so maybe Meteor Mash was the way to go, unless they predicted that Lurai was going to shield. So they invest a shield in there, Charmer, and Cresselia will get to another charge move. So going for this Grass Knot, and let's see if the opponent decides to double shield there. Yeah, probably questionable double shield, but we'll be able to farm it down. In comes Alomomola, and Clefable is not able to get to a charge move, so losing the switch advantage, but retaining the shield advantage. And in comes Excadrill, and I think the opponent tried to catch a Psychic there onto their Hypno, but Lurai was not in the mood to let that happen, and goes for Hydro Pump straight away. And it's good that they are seeing it here. Not really sure what the opponent was trying to do. They could have simply swapped in their Excadrill onto the Cresselia. Yeah, and Alomomola will just chip the Hypno down, and doing a disrespect to Hypno by countering down it with Toxicroak. So Drillrun definitely would need to shield, but Toxicroak will be able to beat them to the next charge move, or Excadrill doesn't even get to the another charge move. So yeah, really good game, and yeah, well played. Cannot say anything more than that. So picking up a positive lead this time around, and let's see what the opponent would like to do. Staying in this matchup, surprisingly comes in with Whiscash, and it's a Water Gun Whiscash, and Grass Knot, I think it doesn't KO Whiscash from that health, but he did some chip damage of its Toxicroak, so will be interesting to see. And since it's a Water Gun Whiscash, he can really farm some extra energy. So yeah, I think he undercharges because Registeel can come in and farm this thing down. Not farm this thing down, of course, but farm a lot of extra energy, because Cresselia just get walled by Registeel. So really nice play, but I think at this range Registeel might be able to farm it down. But in comes Snorlax. So yeah, Toxicroak will really be really good up against the opponent's team. In comes Alomomola, and going for I think there should be a Focus Plus, because Flash Cannon would be resisted. Going for a Flash Cannon, surprisingly. So definitely, if you're Registeel, Focus Plus is the way to go. And yeah, I think he really not sure what the opponent is trying to do here. Maybe they are running Flash Cannon and Hyper Beam, like not really sure. So yeah, less being confused, and then coming back to the commentary. So going for this Hydro Pump straight away, and looks like he's going to win with a 2 shield flex. So this is going to be a Body Slam. So Body Slam does not knock out the Alomomola, and coming in with the Toxicroak. So Toxicroak will be able to throw this Mud Bomb, and the opponent definitely would shield this, but he will be able to get to another Mud Bomb. Cannot really, probably could not have shielded that as well. They go for Super Power, which is resisted as well. Definitely, if you are Snorlax, Body Slam is the way to go. So really well played, and yeah, some misplays from the opponent. Picking up another positive lead, like very positive lead, in the form of the Obstagoon. They come in with Alolan Sand Slash, which also takes double super effective damage from a fighter. So looks like this whole team is weak to fighting types, and I think he can simply shield his Toxicroak at this point of time. Yeah, this is the opponent is going to. Is it a Toxicroak swap? It's in comes this Drapion. So Drapion is also taking super effective damage with the Mud Bomb, and this video is probably shorts worthy. I'll probably will make a YouTube short of it as well. But he cannot beat them to an Aqua Tail. Yeah, he goes for a Sack Swap. Not a Sack Swap in particular, but a swap in general. But yeah, I think the game is pretty much wrapped up at this point of time. Like even a boost on Obstagoon cannot really save this thing. So they go for a Crunch, hoping for a debuff. But yeah, there is only very little that the opponent can really do here. I think their team was quite weak to fighting types, and he possibly encountered the worst fighting type that they could see, because Toxicroak really walls Obstagoon, because nothing Obstagoon can throw. Even Gunk Shot is resisted. Maybe Hyper Beam. If I'm not really sure if Obstagoon gets Hyper Beam, but really good game, really well played. Moving on to the next one, picking up a horrible lead this time, and they are running Confusion. So trying to swap out, but takes one Confusion extra, and Toxicroak just really cannot take Confusion. So if you are Cresselia, you should go for Grass Knot, because Grass Knot will do super effective damage because it's ground. I think Claydol is ground and psychic typing. So in comes Frost Breath, Lapras. So yeah, I think the game is pretty much wrapped up. Again, this opponent is very weak to grass type Pokemons. So we'll definitely would want to shield if it's a Skull Bash. It's just a Surf. Yeah, like I don't know how the energy cost of what the energy cost of Frost Breath is. So going for this this Grass Knot. Grass Knot will not KO Lapras at that range. Lapras is a very bulky Pokemon. So Lapras goes for, I think it's just a Surf. So probably will not need to shield, and this were trying to swap in the Toxicroak, but it was a CMP tie, so cannot really make the swap. So going for the Grass Knot barely knocks out the Lapras, and in comes Gligar. And Gligar is ground and flying typing, so will be taking super effective damage with those waterfalls. So definitely should come in with Alomomola. And yeah, this is a very weird team composition, like Claydol in the lead, and Lapras and Gligar in the back. So they are able to snipe in. It can be a Shadow Ball or an Earth Power. It ends up being a Psychic, and he cannot. I think the opponent made another mistake here of swapping into their Claydol, because Claydol is their only answer, because Toxicroak is just a dead weight for, and is able to catch a Psychic. So the game is pretty much wrapped up here, and like really well played. I'm just out of words to commentate on these battles. Like really well played in my opinion. So going for, I think it gets access to Dig and Night Slash. Night Slash I think will not be able to KO. Unless they get a boost or something crazy like that happens. But going for this Psychic, and Psychic will be able to knock the Gligar out at this range. So yeah, another well played game, and GG's. Moving on to the next one, and we are in a what is this Pokemon called? Whatever it is, but it was a very positive matchup, and there was nothing that that Pokemon could have done to hamper to do any damage to Toxicroak. So in comes a Charmer, and a Grass Knot will be doing some good amount of damage, and the next Grass Knot will be able to knock out the Clefable, and going for a shield, because he would want to keep the switch. I mean, the switch is not that important, but still will farm a bunch of extra energy, and this is probably the advantage of running Crest. Like even Charm, you don't need to worry a lot about Charm, because Charm, even though it chunks, but it still does Cresselia can still do a bit of overfarm, especially with that Psycho Cut. In comes Beedrill, and Beedrill will be resisting all the moves coming in from this Cresselia. I mean, so let's see. They go for a Fell Stinger, raise their attack, and in comes Alomomola. So Alomomola, the waterfall is just chunking away, and even with an attack raise, the Drill Run will not be able to do a lot of damage. So going for Drill Run does some decent amount of damage considering how bulky Alomomola is. And in comes this Pokemon is called Crustle. So in comes Crustle, will need to throw this X Scissor, not enough to knock out the Alomomola, and it was a CMP die as well. So definitely would want to shield the Psychic. Shield the Psychic, and I think the game is pretty much wrapped up, because counter will do massive amount of damage, farming a lot of extra energy, and they are already at 2 Mud Bombs, so Mud Bombs will be able to knock them out, and especially with counters, with Poison Jabs doing resisted damage onto the Toxicroak. So yeah, really well played, and I think Beedrill is another very good pick for this meta, but when I try turning it, I face a lot of Diggersby and stuff. So yeah, moving on to the next one, picking up another horrible lead. So like facing a lot of horrible leads though in these matchups, but still coming out victorious. Maybe Crest Safe Swap is not that bad in this particular meta. So going for this, I think it's going to be Feather Dance. They go for a Brave Bird, which puts in massive amount of damage and dips to Machamp. But Machamp, does Machamp know Moonblast is incoming? He knows, and Machamp will be able to farm down the Cresselia, but not without taking in a hit with the Moonblast first. Maybe they will throw. They'll think it's a Grass Knot. Double shields their Machamp, which is not a smart decision because they can come in with Toxicroak, which will basically wall all of the Machamp's attack. So coming in with Toxicroak, and Toxicroak don't need to shield here. Yeah, can definitely take one cross chop and can take another one as well. Or yeah, I don't think it cannot. It can take one more cross chop. So hence, yeah, good shield. But we'll be able to farm down now. The opponent swaps into Alomomola against this Pidgeot, and let's see if this Pidgeot tries to go for Feather Dance or will go for Brave Bird yet again. So go for Feather Dance. So good no shield, and I think this pretty much wraps up the game. Psychic will not be doing enough damage to KO, especially with the debuff. Let's see. Yeah, not enough to KO, but we'll be able to waterfall down, and this is probably going to be another Feather Dance in my opinion. Yeah, just ends up being a Feather Dance. So going for this waterfall damage, and in comes Machamp. So Machamp will be able to counter down, or barely not able to counter down. I think that was a close one, but since the waterfalls were 4 times debuff, that's why. And in comes Diggersby. So the game is still, I think the game is over for Leroy here, because Diggersby will be able to get to a fire punch, and counters are not. Yeah. The game is wrapped up at this point of time. So yeah, I mean that was a tough lead, and yes, I think that really made a difference. That Brave Bird really made a difference. I think he thought probably it's a 50-50 call now, because Feather Dance and Brave Bird both take same amount of energy. But when I was running Pidgeot, never really worked for me. Whenever I tried to go for a Brave Bird, the opponent shielded, and Feather Dance didn't get shielded. So yeah, I think all in all, I think these were really good battles, and thank you for submitting these battles. And also, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.